Hey everybody, taking a chance today just to come here and make a video. Been working it's been so crazy busy. I haven't had a chance to do anything. I've been wanting to make this video for a few days. I feel like the time's right, and I still haven't got a selfie stick, so I'm sorry. Just having to hold the camera. Hey, what I want to try to teach you guys how to do today is see spirits. I have to give a little bit of a warning to people first, is that what I'm going to tell you today, this ain't no bullshit. And you're going to see stuff. And if you're scared, if you have any sort of apprehension about it, if you're fearful of it, then don't watch the rest of the video and don't try the exercises yet. If you're fearful and you're still curious and you want to see spirits, then I suggest that you deprogram yourself from all of the garbage that our society throws at us. You see, our society doesn't want you to communicate with spirits. That's why they've made all of these drugs and things, these natural like mushrooms and things, illegal, because when you take those things, a lot of times you're going to see spirits. They don't want you to do that. It goes back to, I hate to say biblical times, but yeah, it does, because they would actually put sorcerers to death, and a lot of times it was pharmacia, it was people who dealt with pharmaceuticals, because it would allow you to see spirits, and they wanted the priest class to be the only source of information about that. So any competing spiritual viewpoints had to be dealt with. A lot of times it was stoned to death. Later years in church, it was the Inquisition and all of that. I won't go into all that, but so there's a programming through our culture now to be fearful of anything that's spiritual, to be fearful of anything that's actually going to lead you into a real communication with the spirit realm. So stop watching Paranormal 2 and the Conjuring and all these things that's going to make it very fearful for you to actually be able to have a spiritual experience, a real spiritual experience. Give it a month. Stay off of the ghost whisper, but ghost hunter shows, and stay away from all that for about a month, and start reading some books on real spiritual communication, some positive books to program yourself back the other direction. Feed your soul good information about spirituality. I don't have any recommendations for books and things on that. I could. If I think of some, I'll put in the description. So, deprogram. I don't watch those kinds of shows because I deal every day, every single day. I deal with spirits. I deal with demons, which they're not bad guys. Okay, that's just they're not. A lot of them are not. Demons are a lot like us. They can do bad things. They can do good things. It's just exactly like us. They're your personal daemon. The church demonized ancient gods and made them into demons. Okay? They're not necessarily bad. And that's what you learn when you actually start working with these different kinds of spirits. So anyway, today is not how to do all that. Today is just how to see the surface level of the astral plane. And I also want to put another little caveat on here. This is all my opinion, although it's shared by a lot of people, but this is my opinion, and if your opinion differs, that's fine. I'm not saying that mine's more legitimate than yours. I'm not saying that you're wrong. That this is just my opinion as I've seen it so far in my life. So, what I'm going to tell you how to do today is to see the surface level of the astral. If you think of the analogy of the ocean, or a body of water, or a pond, or whatever. Today, I'm going to tell you how to see the surface of the pond, the surface of the astral dimension. It's very, very interesting. And it's not that difficult. There's a couple exercises that you can do that will increase your ability to see it. One is a good chakra exercise, like a middle pillar exercise. They're all over YouTube. It doesn't have to be anything. If you go on YouTube to find a middle pillar exercise, choose the easiest one to do. Okay? It doesn't have to be elaborate. You don't have to ring a bell and have incense burning and facing west and all this kind of stuff. Just find a simple and easy middle pillar exercise, chakra exercise. Another thing that you can do, and I've never actually think I made a video about it, but it's called Blu-ray meditation. It uses a purple candle, because purple's the color of the third eye. It's a light that you see, the akasha. Well, my video screen froze up for a second. Okay, so my phone, I need a new phone, but so you can do the Blu-ray meditation, and I'll put a link in the video to it. It's EA Coediting has a great Blu-ray meditation video. It's going to go deeper than this, but still the Blu-ray meditation is really good for seeing things, for opening up your third eye. Also, I put a link to Till Swan's video. Till Swan, I don't agree with her viewpoint on things, but Till Swan has a great video up too, with opening up and seeing through the third eye and all that kind of thing. It's very interesting. I'll put a link to hers. If she still has that video up, I'll put a link to it. Okay. So assuming now that you've got these 2 exercises, or 3, whatever, and you're doing them, what you want to do is you want to sit across from a blank wall, or even a patterned wall would be fine. Just look at a wall, and you want to relax. You want to stare at one spot on the wall, and you want to defocus your eyes slightly. You don't have to cross your eyes or anything, but just defocus them a little bit, and look very, very closely at the spot, like you're trying to look at a small insect or something. And what you're looking for is static energy. And a lot of you probably already know exactly what I'm talking about, but static energy in front of the wall. Now, I'm going to go ahead right here and tell you, I'm going to say it in the comments, that it's just the blood vessels in the retina. And it's not the case at all. If you look at the blue sky, you will see sparkles. And that's possibly the blood vessels in the eye, the blood cells in the blood vessels in the retina. But if you read the scientific explanation for that, you will see that it is very, very dependent upon that particular color blue, the blue of the sky, that makes it possible to see those cells. So when you're looking at the floor, or you're looking at other colored items and you see static, that's not that retina. That's not the blood vessels. So that whole scientific explanation falls apart when you're looking down at other things and looking at other colors. And you can see the static everywhere, even at night. You can see it. So you're looking at the static, right? You see the static, and it's amazing. That's actual spiritual energy that you're looking at. It's both inside and outside of you. You're seeing your aura, and you're seeing the aura of other things around you. That's the static. It's like a mixture. A place that is really, really high in energy, at least that I've noticed in my house, is the dirty clothes basket. Of all things, like dirty towels and stuff. You look at the dirty towels, it's like, oh my God, it's ate up with this psychic static energy stuff. I don't know why. Maybe because it's damp or whatever. I don't know. But there's energy around that. God, I could make a 30-minute video on just stuff I've seen. I'll tell you one story. God dang it, I got to tell you this story. When I first started doing this a long time ago, I went into my work, and the directions I was going by then was you needed almost a completely dark room to do this, which is not true. But I went into the bathroom, because the only place that I could make it dark, right? And I was in the middle of the night, I was the only person in the whole building. I went into the bathroom, cut the light off, and I cracked the door open, because it was supposed to be not complete darkness, but very dim. So I had the door just cracked open, have a little bit of light coming in, and I started to look around the room looking at static. And over the toilet was a large red light that would flash. It would just flash on, flash off, flash on, flash off. And it was a round circle, but it wouldn't be the same perfect circle every time. It was large, like maybe a size of a medium or large pizza. That's how big this thing was. It was a red flashing orb. And I checked to make sure that there's no other light source, and it was only when I looked right at the certain spot over the toilet. Still don't know what the hell that was, but it's there all the time, and I'm sure it's still there today. And it's only when I looked right at it could I see it. If I looked a little bit to the left, it wouldn't flash anymore. So it's very interesting. They say I gotta change my hand position on this phone. Oh my God. So they say that their spirits will attach themselves to the walls above toilets. And I don't know if red means it's angry. I try not to. Another thing, when you see spirits, don't judge them. So this is how you use the static to see spirits in your room. You look at the floor or look at the wall. I would look at the floor, would be better. Look at the floor and see the static. Get where you can see the static. And just like if you're hunting a fly in your house and you have a fly swat, you don't look all over the place for the fly, right? You look in one spot and then you watch for movement in your peripheral vision. And then when you see the movement, then you go after the fly. Well, that's similar to how to see spirit activity. You look at one spot and then you notice with your peripheral vision, what you're looking for is movement in the static, a disturbance in the static. You might see something moving really quickly through the static. You may see some sort of disturbance interacting with an object in the room. If you've got the lights on bright, you'll see different things than when you're looking into a dark room. They're going to appear differently. At work one time, in the waiting area, middle of the day, people all around, I'm waiting on somebody, relaxed, start seeing static, and all of a sudden, what looked like a bird flew through the room. It wasn't a bird, though. It was a brown shadow animal, or maybe a spirit in the shape of an oblong ball that flew through the room very quickly. And if I didn't know better, I would have thought it was a bird, but it was a spirit. And they do that. And a lot of times in old books and stuff, they show spirits represented by birds. Very, very interesting shit. This is some very interesting stuff. So you're looking in the room, you're looking for movement, and you'll see it. You also may see a full-bodied apparition move over to your side. When that happens, you're going to be very tempted to look straight at it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll see shadow people, and a lot of times they're rectangle-shaped things that move through, or round bird-shaped things that move through. Sometimes they're full-bodied apparitions that move through. Again, don't judge. Just look. If you're in a darkened room, then these movements a lot of times will be accompanied by a flash of light. Like you'll see an object come in, and you'll be looking over here, and the object will come in, and it'll interact with something in the room, and then it'll leave, and it'll be like a ball of light that does it. You'll see orbs. God knows what you'll see. Who knows? Who knows? I've had these same orbs when I was doing ritual and stuff. They would it'd be in front of me, and then it would fly into my body, and like my arm would tingle. They would give me energy and things. There's no telling what you're going to see. But I forgot to mention a very important thing I just remembered about seeing static. You have to make your mind quiet. You have to still the mind completely. So you're looking at one spot on the wall or on the floor or whatever, and you have your eyes still, mind still. You still the eyes, one spot, and you still the mind. Tritaka meditation, which is the blue ray candle meditation, is Tritaka meditation. You bring your eyes into stillness, you bring your mind into stillness. You have to have a silent mind to really perceive this static, or at least it seems like to me you do. So have your mind still. And what this is surface of the astral plane. This is surface spirit. Sometimes they're not even, what you see is not even aware of you a lot of times. Now this is the first level of spiritual awareness, is the static field. There's 2 more after that. Now E.A. Koetting is a wonderful person to learn from. Definitely learned a lot from him. But E.A. Koetting calls these 3 stages, the static field state, he calls the theta gamma, and then he talks about the rapture state, and then the crossroad state. But it's confusing because then he'll talk about the theta gamma as being all 3. So it gets confusing. I use a different terminology. I call what I'm telling you now is how to get into the static field state. But then there's the piercing the veil state after that, and then there's the full immersion state. The full immersion state is equivalent to the state of samadhi in the East. Not perfect samadhi. There's different samadhis, different mergings or immersions that you can do with different objects and things. And all we're doing is we're merging with the astral plane to see the spirits. But I will make further videos. I'll make another video soon about how to get into the piercing the veil stage, which is the next one. So the first stage of this, the first level, is static, and seeing what's moving the waters, the astral waters closest to you. It's very easy to do, and just let me know. Tell me what you think, and tell me what you see and what you experience. Again, if you're fearful, take some time to deprogram yourself and stop watching all this garbage. Stop watching all this garbage on television and movies to make you fearful of real spiritual contact. Don't be afraid of it. Okay, this video's gone long enough. If you got any questions, just put it in the comments. If you enjoy these kinds of spiritual videos and things, hey, hit the like, subscribe to my channel, and there's more to come. There's more to come. Well, these videos I'm talking about, to be able to see and experience the spiritual, it will change. It will change completely and utterly change your life. This is incredibly powerful information that I'm going to be sharing, and I'm starting to share with you now. So, see you next time.